What's up, guys? Paul's Predator's Garage. It has been a minute since I have uploaded, and I am sorry about that. Do have a new phone, a little better, I hope, with the video and everything, but we'll find out. So we're still on it. We're still working on it. I got a little bit discouraged over the past about 2 months, month and a half. I ended up breaking a stud bolt in my head stud, or a head stud bolt down in an LS, which, if you know the LSs, you probably do because you're watching this. If you are, it is about that far into the block. And if you've ever done a extraction of a blind hole, it wasn't too fun. Struggled a lot, more so with the hardened bolt, drilling into it, whatnot. But you know what? Finally got it. Was not me. I cannot take credit for it. I actually have this bad boy here because it was inexperienced, guys. So I'll turn this light on. All right. So if you can see here, that is what was broken in the bottom at an angle on top of it. And then my dummy self broke an easy out in there. So then tried drilling through a hardened bolt or stud, whatever, and an easy out. Yeah, wasn't fun. And it was broke at an angle, even better. So we ended up getting it. As you can see, we actually ended up drilling through the side. And then if you look right here, you can actually see the easy out in the thread. That's how close we were to not getting this out this way. It came though, and it came out nicely, and we didn't even wreck the threads. Thank you, man upstairs. But the car has made a lot of changes. Last time you seen it, the front end was off and everything too. I think so. Yes, it was. Put all new front suspension parts. So got inner, outer tie rod ends. Redid all the bushings. Refilled everything with grease. Cleaned up the firewall. Threw up a new molding on the hood here. New grates from OPGI for coverage. The rims were on this thing, but I've since lowered the rear 2 inches. As you can see, the old spring is right there. Those are just kind of mocked on there to see how it looks, and I like it. So I'm actually going to be getting some, because these are 18s, so I am going to be getting some 18 by 10s for the rear with a 275, probably Mickey Thompson or something on an 18. But I will be doing Power Tour this year again. I did buy my ticket. We're a long haul guy, so as we can see right here, that's year 1, which was last year, and there's gonna be one right under it because it was a blast, guys. And I'm hoping that my old man has his car by then. He actually owned this car before I did. If you watch the channel, I think I went over that. When he owned this, he went through some stuff. His company shut down. So I bought it off him. I was in a spot where I could do that. He gave me a hell of a deal on it. And then everything's bloomed from there. But he had a 69 and a 68 at the same time. And they were just a tad bit different blues. I have a picture of the 69, so I will put it into the video so you guys can see it and whatnot. I'm not too good at that stuff, but I'm going to do it for you. And I don't think we have any of them together, to be honest with you. Because this was never running when that was running. That was running, but it didn't have a good interior. The guy that bought it from him put a nice interior in it. And my dad threw up the, hey, will you sell this to me? And he says, yeah, in the spring, come get it. So gave him a good it's a pretty good price for what the cars are going for right now. So yeah, let's hope he ends up going through with that and getting that, but we will see. I took, like I said, lowered the rear a little bit. Been working on this with the daughter. It is February now, February 1st today. So by the time this is up, it'll be 2nd or 3rd. And April. First weekend in April, they are doing test and tunes and stuff. So her and I have been working on that. We upgraded her belts, brand new tires. Wing is all installed nicely now. I got to do a little oil on it yet. And then the body is over here. And we're going to clean that up a little bit too. So tonight, here I am at the shop. It's got to be all of 8:30, 9 o'clock. There's no clocks in here. It's easier that way. I have went and decided to upgrade my fueling system. I had a sump on this fuel tank. Show you here. Right there. Oh, right there. It was sumped. I was not happy with it. It did not perform the way I was expecting it to. I had a lot of air sucking up, and you get a little less fuel in there, and hit the brakes and it'll slosh forward. You hear your pump sucking air. So I didn't like it. So what I did is I went online and I was like, hey, this is a brand new tank. I got to figure something out here. And going with the dual pump, since I have the 370 cubic inch LS, that's going to be going in here with the same turbo that I had on it before, 88 mil on 3 turbo, which I am in talks of upgrading. And I'm going to talk to On3 and see if we can do something through them. Otherwise, I have really liked the info I've heard on the CT turbos. Don't know them too well yet, but I'm going to research into them a little bit more and then throw an email out. But anyways, back to the fuel tank. I'm going to be running 2 pumps, so I went from a 6 AN line to a 10 AN line. I could have went with an 8. The only reason I went 10 is I already had half the fuel system ran from a 10 line. And I don't know why I did that offhand. I can't remember, but I did it. As you can see, this is already pre-made out, which was on there when I ran through 6. So, and I had a bunch left over. So I just got to get some fittings and whatnot. And we're going to run it 10, and then my return is going to be a 6 still. I've heard goods and bads about it, so we'll see. I don't care. We'll see how my fuel pressure issues are, if I have any. If not, we'll be good. I keep pitter-pattering here. So back to the fuel tank here. I upgraded this because I was having some fueling issues. The fact of every time I would stop, somebody would be like, hey, your fuel tank is leaking. Yeah, I know, because I have a line that's pearl, but it's fixed, so I won't hear that anymore. And I searched through online for what I could do with from the stock hole. A lot of the companies like Holley and whatnot, they have their own fuel cells for these 8 through 72 GMA bodies. I didn't really want to spend $200 or $600 on a fuel tank with an underperforming pump. I already have twin 400 liter per hour. Yeah, twin 400s from AEM. Externals. That's the only downfall. They are external, they are not internal. And anything that I could find through Holley only came up to like a 350, I believe, if I remember right. I know they had a bunch of 250s and low 300s or mid 300s. I will be having this car on flex fuel this year. I'm already got the sensor wires and everything for the Holley. I also had that I bought through Sloppy Mechanics for the alternator and the flex fuel. And I was like, okay, I don't want to buy a specialty tank. I don't want to have somebody make a tank. I put $600 into this tank after I bought it to get that sump on it. I could probably sell it and get a decent price for it, whatnot. So I was like, okay, I need a sending unit, and I will make my own thing up. We'll get it so it's a 1/2-inch line, all that stuff. And then once it goes 1/2 to 5/8, it's not such a big movement. Well, I happened to run across a company called Rob MC Performance. And they had a sending unit specifications of 0 to 90 ohms, which the stock was 90, for a 68 to 72 GM A-body. So I was like, oh, sweet, that's me. And the funny thing about it is, the pickup is a 1/2 inch. Exactly what I was looking for, what I was going to make. The return is a 1/2 inch. And it came with the brand new sending unit and everything. So I was like, okay, I don't have to spend a crap ton of money, because I believe I had it for the fittings to be made to a 10AN fitting. And that was an extra $20. So I think I logged off of my payment for like $210. Out the door, sent to me. I didn't have to put any work into it. It came with a brand new sending unit, 1/2-inch pipe, the fittings, new gasket, wired up, as you can see, for ground and power. Yeah, the ground and power here. So, and a 90-day warranty if I don't like it. I will go way past that, because this has probably got 70 more days and it's just working on it. So that's what I bought through my Rob MC Performance. I don't know how it'll work. I'm expecting it to work awesome. I'm just more excited that I can, as I have my fittings here and everything, this is super sturdy. I'm not real worried about it. So shout out to Rob MC Performance, guys. If you have any A-body cars and you are looking for a stock tank to keep it a street car that you can run, I mean, there's no sock in there, so there's no fuel restrictions. So you have to run an inline filter, which with an electric pump you do anyways. And you can do with a stock pump off of a small block Chevy or whatever you put in your car. And my uncle actually is going to be buying this also, because the car he just bought doesn't have a fuel tank. It has a cell in the trunk, and he wants to use it as more of a street car also. And it is a street car. It's just they put a cell in it, which is perfectly fine. I could have put a cell in this and nobody would judge me. But we're probably going to put that in. And I'm just glad I kind of found that, because I searched for a little while to find something. And yeah, if you're looking, Rob MC Performance. And he was a great guy to work with. My PayPal actually had an old address on it. So it got sent back to him. I did have to pay an extra $20 in shipping, so it's a $230 thing to me. But he was very prompt in sending it back out to me, even though it was my mistake. And I had no issues or anything with their customer service. But that's about where I am. Pump, filters. We got some filters, the pump. We're kicking along at it, guys. Like I said, I got kind of down for a little while. And it was mainly because that engine block, getting that stud out of there was a nightmare. And it killed me. Like, I bought 4 or 5 different sets of drill bits. We got burrs in there. We did, what else did we do in there? Hardened bits, left-handed bits. Like I said, I broke a tap in there, or not tap, easy out in there. And we were just at the end. So my dad gave it one more shot, and I got it thing him. He actually bought a camera so we could look down the eye hole or down the stud hole. He bought the easy outs, and he also bought the burrs to dig in there. So, and actually the diamond burrs to actually eat at that hardened stud. So he was more dedicated, I feel like, than I was. And I shouldn't say that. I bought a lot of stuff. I was just getting down, and he knew I was. So he came over and just went down at it, and I kind of let him have his reign because, like I told him, I said, if anything screws up, if we lose threads, whatever, it is what it is. I'm going to go on Tick Performance. I'm going to order 1/2-inch studs from them, and then I'm also going to just buy their little plate to make the LS's 1/2-inch studs. Didn't have to do it. So excited. So I can still use my studs. Obviously not the broken one. That was my fault. All my fault. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. Like I said, there is work going on here. I haven't been on too heavily, and I really should be. I got parts laying everywhere. I got the front end laying here. I got front end apart. Just going over, greasing bearings, greasing hub, or greasing all my Zerk fittings, redid my steering box. The work's going on. I just have been slacking at communicating with you guys. And I will get better at that because next week I should have my new stud back. I did order another one because the company that actually, it's called Exotic Performance. They do studs, and I am actually a distributor for them. As bad as I made them look with breaking a stud, it was all my fault. It was not the stud's fault. Sometimes trying to torque down on a bolt while you are holding an engine stand and yelling at kids, and you kind of go up with the button on the electronic up to 112 foot-pounds instead of 75. So if you picked up the hint, that's what I did. And I also didn't clean that hole out the best, I guess, because it was the only one that still had some junk in it when we got it out. But that is it going on here at Paul's Project Garage. Like I said, drag season's coming for her. Car season's coming for him. Me. So I'm hoping that this continues to go smoothly now and we can move on forward. Like I said, I had a brand new motor built. I think that was another reason I was really depressed. Brand new rod, piston motor. That's about it, fellers. Ma'ams, whoever's watching. I appreciate you guys' views, and I will get more in depth on a few things as I go, because like I said, I changed out springs, didn't take no video. And I will be changing out shocks on the rear. I believe I'm gonna call Strange and Viking probably tomorrow, or send them emails, whatever. I know a lot of times they actually answer better to emails, but I like talking to people. So I'm gonna give them a call, and I'm gonna definitely order up 2 of those to whatever one meets my needs a little better. And then we will change out the rear diff. I'm going to pull the cover. I'm going to refill it. It's brand new fluid in it last year. It only has like 4,000 miles on it, but it is leaking a little bit. So I got a new gasket, got a new cover. We're gonna throw that on there. It's still an open diff, which I'm kind of disappointed about, but after a power tour, I will be throwing a positive of sorts in there. I don't know what I'm going to go with yet. And what else do I have to do? Oh, I have to change brake lines in the back because those are a little iffy. That'll probably happen this coming week before I throw this back in. Then it's running fuel lines. Man, the work don't stop. And a lot of the problems with these fuel lines is, as I go, I'm going to figure out what I need. I've tried to figure it out in the past where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm writing down. I need this, 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 and this. And then the way I run it, I need 3 other things instead of those 3. So I'm going to try to save some money on that because these fittings are not cheap. And we will continue to run fuel lines and whatnot. And I'm going to get some video out to you guys as we go along with it. I don't have a lift in here, so it's hard to get video underneath the car as I do it. And as I'm rolling around on a creeper, running over my hair and getting pissed off because I keep getting stuck or slamming my face into head into something. If you're a car person, you've been on a creeper, you know what I'm talking about. So that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to really throw a big shout out to, like I said, Rob MC Performance. If you have an A-body, they have other stuff on there too. They actually have a bunch of different sending units, so don't just go off my A-body preferences. They have sending units for a bunch of vehicles. So you guys have a amazing rest of your weekend, and I will get this video out to you as soon as I possibly can. Thanks, guys.